Hi, this is Jess. Welcome back to Manifest Health. I'm so glad you're here. So today we are covering our introductory videos into the Mind, Body, Soul, and Spirit series that I want to start. And today's emphasis is going to be on the mind. We covered the body in a previous video, so I will link that up here so you can check it out. So the mind is definitely, like, they're all going to be complicated. They're all going to be very involved. And I think the point of this is to start up some conversations and evolve and grow this process. So this video about the mind, I want to try to set a baseline. So the baseline is, what is the mind? What do you consider the mind? So I'm going to read the definition of the mind per Wikipedia. Take it with a grain of salt. But this is their cohesive version of the definition. So it is the totality of psychological phenomena and capacities, including both conscious and subconscious states. It's responsible for thinking, feeling, and perceiving, imagining, remembering, and willing, or the drive. It's a central part of our human life, and it influences our emotions, our thoughts, our actions, and our personal identity, which that's a pretty good overarching idea about the mind. And I wanted to talk about this because I think with some people you'll say, well, what is the mind? And they might really want to be like, it's just your brain. It's the physical manifestation of the mass that's in your skull, that is the brain, that has chemicals running through it and hormones and firing electrons, protons, neutrons, electricities going through it. And so, some people may really think when you say the mind, are you thinking about the brain, or are you thinking about what you're thinking? We all know, too, that science has only helped and aided us in our pursuit of health and healing and holistic medicine by confirming that the gut is the second brain. So if you watch the body video, I think this will make sense to you why it is important to have all these different pillars in place, because if the body is in alignment with health and nutrition and the things you're doing, it does have an effect on your mind. And what I mean by mind is your conscious and your subconscious, everything that you're doing, thinking, dreaming, imagining, all those things. So when the body is healthy, the mind is healthy. We're just encouraging a broader spectrum of health here. So the mind. And I think the problem we get into with the mind is with, again, religion comes up a lot as one of those things that's told us what we should think, feel, and do, and how thoughts work overall. But none of us can agree because there's so many different versions. And then there's also the spiritual aspects of the mind. So understanding these different things, it's completely up to you what you're ultimately going to decide. It depends on how much time you're willing to spend with yourself and how much time you want to invest in meditation. And I say that, I'm not saying those are the only options for introspection and self-reflection, but it truly is beneficial to not have any influence other than yourself for a while, to take that time to sit and meditate, because at the end of the day, no matter what other people have said or taught you or told you your whole life, you are going to be left alone with yourself. You are the only one in here and in here and in your soul and spirit. And so at the end of the day, when you don't agree with something, it has an effect. It has an effect on your ability to feel at rest and feel at peace within yourself. And I know there's a lot of ways people can go about saying, no, that's not me, that's not me, that's not me. But it's really easy. You just look at the things that are going on in your life and where you get stressed out, where your triggers are, where these things are happening, and you will find the pieces and parts of yourself that are like, wait a second, I don't agree with that. And we can disagree within ourselves. And so this is where a house divided cannot stand. So when you want to unify your house, you are talking about really getting to know what you believe and what you think and what you understand, and ultimately it will direct you to what you know, and it's in your gut and you're stable. Because one of the biggest things I think that we can honestly say we need to take responsibility for within ourselves and not looking at anybody else is how much we have lied to ourselves about different things. And it's not to make anybody feel bad, and it's definitely not to put anybody down. Why do we lie to ourselves? Because we do. Because we want mom and dad to be right. Or we really want our friends to be happy with us. Or we really, really just don't want to have conflict. Or there's so many different reasons. And at the end of the day, you can honestly say it's not bad or good. It's just there's a glitch. There's an issue there. And if you're willing to resolve it, then you've resolved it, you know. I don't think we should spend so much time berating and beating ourselves up for making mistakes. Instead, we should say, how can I clean up this mess? You can. And that absolves you. That's what clears all this out. When we're talking about the mind, the biggest part of this is, and the reason it's important, and the reason I will say these things, and I'm sorry if it offends or triggers anybody, I say it because I love and because I care and because it's actually very vital to the overall health of ourselves as individuals, ourselves as communities, and ourselves as a nation. It just keeps going. It gets into the bigger collective. The more of us are reaching in, going inside of ourselves and saying, what am I doing? Why do I think this? Why do I believe this? Is this true? Is this not true? The more of us that are doing that, the less you'll see in the outer world, the outside of your mind, the world you're living in and interacting with, the less you're going to see confrontations, the less you're going to see negative behaviors, the less you're going to see this chaos. Because when we have self-control, it flows out of us and there's self-control around us, because this is the biggest part of it. What's in your mind is your world, and what's in your world is coming out. Okay, out of the mouth the heart speaks, or leaks, however you want to see it. What's inside of here will come out, and it will come out through how you interpret what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you are saying. It will reflect in the actions you take, the steps you take each day. It will determine so many things. This guy right here, this center, is in control of so much of your world, all of your world. This is why we talk about manifestation and synchronicities, and they happen because they're real, because you're making it real. This is not a time to be looking outside of ourselves. It's a time to be looking inward and saying, who am I? What do I think? What do I believe? Because if I want to take captive those thoughts, I have to be willing to look at them. Because you can't catch something blindfolded. You're not going to catch something if you're the one chained up or in a cage. You can't take captive those thoughts because you won't look at them. So it's key, it's vital that we be able to sit with ourselves and have a lot of grace and a lot of mercy and say, where do I need to adjust? Because my mind is telling me a lot of negative things, and my world is reflecting back a lot of negative things. And I'm not happy, I'm not satisfied, I'm not fulfilled. The list goes on. And at the end, I really want you all to be fulfilled. And I want you to be happy, and I want you to discover the great color spectrum that life is, and the people and the experiences and the things you will get to see and hear and do if you are walking in purpose and walking in alignment with your soul's purpose. So this was kind of a long video, and I'll cut it off here in just a second, but just really sit down and think, maybe get out your journal and ask yourself, what is the prevailing theme that is on my mind? What are the prevailing thoughts that are on my mind? Can I make adjustments? I'm telling you, you can, but I'm saying you can say, where can I make the adjustment? Do I really believe this? So definitely sit down and take some time with yourself and journal and see what comes out on paper, and just really talk to yourself like in a really best friend kind of way, you know? So I encourage you all, take care of your mind, take care of your body, take care of your soul and spirit, become in alignment with yourself. And I can't wait to see what happens in this world. So many people are waking up. So many people are finding their purpose. So many people are finding their heart again. And they are healing from trauma. They're healing from heartache. And they're allowing their spiritual self to shine forth more in the physical than ever before. So great darkness. There's also great light. Be encouraged. Be hopeful. And I'll see you on the next one, okay?